Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the prize picks plays for the showdown today. So let's go ahead and get into it. There's not too much. This is like the first time in the playoffs. We just had one game to look at for prize picks, so it'll be a pretty quick video. There's only a couple props that I really like right now, so go ahead and touch on them. So as always, if you guys enjoy the picks, I appreciate it if you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. All the other stuff is in the description. You can check it out. So first prop is Jayson Tatum, 28.5 points. Now this is a pretty big number for going into Miami for game one. These games, typically both teams have held their opponents to pretty low shooting percentages throughout the playoffs, and we've seen a lot of low scoring games all postseason, but especially last series between the Sixers and Heat, we saw numerous times where the total was below 200. Even with Celtics and the Bucks, we saw the total at times be below 200 in a couple of the games. So I have no feel for taking the over on Tatum at 28.5. I mean, that's a pretty big number. If I was feeling more confident, I'll probably be when he was at home in Boston. I like Jimmy Butler at 24.5 though. I like his probably points, rebounds, assists a little bit better without Kyle Lowry. More assist opportunities, more just rebounding and more usage in general. But 24.5 is fine with the way that he's been playing a lot more aggressively, looking for a shot early in the game and often, and playing just bigger minutes all postseason. Jaylen Brown has done very well against Miami during the regular season in 3 games, averaging about 25 points, averaging about 6.5 rebounds. So you can look to his points board, you can look to his rebounds. I probably like his rebounds a little bit better, or his points, rebounds, assist. But expect Brown to have a pretty good game, especially if Butler is going to be defending Jayson Tatum. Bam Adebayo is at 15.5. Against Embiid, he struggled. Once Embiid came back, he had one decent game where he put up 21. But in terms of scoring, he just have so many other options right now, even without Kyle Lowry. Like the way that Max Strus has been shooting the ball, they have Oladipo taking good usage off the bench, and Hero didn't even have a good series, and he still is going to be looking for a shot off the bench. So I probably want to take the over on Bam at this point. Horford at 10.5. Now that Robert Williams is back, he's still going to be playing good minutes just because you probably don't want to give him. They probably don't want to give Robert Williams like 35 minutes right out of the gate. But I don't really feel good about taking the over on his points at 10.5. Gabe Vincent is something that I probably feel a little bit better about taking the over at only 8.5. He plays around 30 minutes a game, up to 30, I'd say, but around like 25 to 29 would be most cases for him without Kyle Lowry here. If Grant Williams is coming off the bench, then I wouldn't take the over on his points. PJ Tucker, I never take the over on his stuff unless it's like points, rebounds, assists, or maybe like blocks and steals. But at points, I wouldn't take the over at 7. And we have 4-point difference between Hero and Victor Oladipo. Hero struggled against the Sixers 10, 10, 11, 14 in his last 4 games against Philly. Didn't play as many minutes in some of these spots. If his shot wasn't falling, they would just go to Max Strus. They go to Gabe Vincent. They go to Oladipo. So it's a little bit riskier, but I probably like Oladipo better at only 10.5 instead. But I like Oladipo's points, rebounds, assist. So at the points board, nothing really stuck out too much. The assist board probably also won't stick out to me too much. Smart is in at 5.5. This is one that I do like. He's going to be handling the ball a bit. At this point, I'll go ahead and put in Smart. I expect him to play a guy that doesn't really sit out unless it's something major. We've seen him play through a lot of stuff. So if he is in, I really like that 5.5 number that we're getting right now. Brown at 3.5 is something that I just don't have too much confidence in. I mean, definitely can hit that. He's averaging about like 4 and something assists per game during the regular season. Had 0 last game, and against Miami, he averaged about 3.3 during the regular season. Bam at 2.5. He hasn't really been getting opportunities for assist. 0-0 last 2 games. Like Embiid makes it tough to really do that for centers, just because they're not really getting the ball too much against Embiid in the post. PJ Tucker at 1.5. Like I wouldn't take that number. Hero has also not been getting many assists. It does give you upside, but now that Oladipo's handling the ball a little bit, coming off the bench, it's been a little bit less opportunities for Tyler Hero, but I like Marcus Smart for sure at 5.5 assists. Looking at the rebounding board, we have a couple that look appealing, like Tatum at 6 looks solid. Butler looks solid at 6.5, but don't mind Jaylen Brown either at 5.5. It's something we can probably get back to. Averaged a little over 6 during the regular season and averaged over 6 in the meetings against Miami. Bam at 8.5, going up against Horford and going up against Williams. We saw also didn't have many rebounding chances against. I mean, he did have chances against Embiid, but other guys just kind of took the rebounds just with Bam not getting the opportunity to do that much. Max Strus been really getting you rebounds recently. His number is at 4. So this is one that you could look to. I might like him, this number, a little bit more than the than his points number and even the assist number. So I'll take the over on Max Strus's 4 rebounds. He's playing a lot of minutes right now for them without Kyle Lowry. And if he gets out to a good start shooting the ball, then he'll get the minutes. And at 4 rebounds, I like his number more than like Hero at 3.5, who hasn't really shown it too much recently. I like his number more than Oladipo at 3, then Tucker at 5. I think Tucker and Max Strus would be similar picks, but I've seen a lot of people on Tucker, so in that case, might as well go with Max Strus just to not just do what everybody else is doing. Hopefully, worst case could be like a push with that situation. But so far, over 5.5 assists, over 4 rebounds for Max Strus. Going over to the points, rebound, assists prop, this one I do like a good amount. Taking the over on Jimmy Butler right now. He's playing really good right now for the Miami Heat. Playing with a lot of confidence, shooting the ball better, shooting threes and hitting his threes at times, which is great for Butler because he's not really doing that much. And he's having the ball in his hands a lot, bringing it up the court. At times, that will be the case today for a lot of the game without Kyle Lowry. And like last couple of games without Lowry, we saw Butler, he's all greened out on this board. I'm not going to overthink it. Taking the over on Jimmy Butler, points, rebounds, and assists. Another one that I do like a decent amount is if I was going to pick somebody on another Boston Celtic piece, I would probably look to Tatum at 40.5. We saw a couple of huge, great scoring games where he's able to hit that. But even so, he's still getting a good rebounds. He has the opportunity to get you assists. He's going to be shooting the ball a lot. So I do like Tatum a bit. I like Brown at 32.5. Going further down here, if Grant Williams is starting, he looks okay, but I think Robert Williams will probably be back in the starting lineup if he's healthy, like the coach said he is. I like Oladipo at 15.5. That would be my last one. Like I mentioned, Miami at home, I have a little bit more confidence in taking some of their props instead. In terms of the Boston props, I wouldn't look to the role players much. I look to the superstars like Tatum and Brown. But Oladipo, I like his points, rebounds, assists. Last game, they didn't really need him to play much. I wasn't playing great. I only played like 18 minutes, I believe, in the closeout game against the Sixers. We saw some, like Max Strus was hitting the ball really well, so he wasn't getting... like Oladipo wasn't playing that much in the game, but he's a guy that'll come in with about 3 or 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. If they run the same rotation, he'll play most of the second quarter. We saw him play the whole second quarter in one of the games against Philly when he was playing well, so he does give you that upside. And he will look for a shot. He'll look to get to the free throw line. He can get you some rebounds, get you a couple of assists as well. So 15.5. I like that a little bit better than the 10.5 points because we've seen Oladipo get you some assists. We've seen him get you some rebounds, like 3 or 4 a game. So in that case, I think his PRA looks a little bit better. And that's it for me. Those are the 4 that I really like. If I was going to pick a 5th one, it would be Tatum, 40.5 over on that. Or maybe Jaylen Brown. I think you can look to both if you're making multiple lineups, or multiple entries. But this is one that I like. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight on Prize Picks. Best of luck on the DFS slates. And I'll see you all next time.